Join me, Deborah Pettit, to explore fantastic worlds, learn writing skills, and develop a love for learning. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Deborah Pettit, and I've been sick for a little over a week. So we're gonna keep this nice and short today. But I thought, there are at least 3 things that I notice writers say that kind of break my heart, actually. I know writing is obviously hard, but I think we can make sure that our hearts and minds are producing truthful words and thoughts. And I think that these really, if we just tweak the wording, will be more truthful, and I think also encourage us and make us better writers in the end. So the first one is, this is trash. I hear that a lot. My writing's trash, or my rough draft is trash. And I just have to think about, well, every story is different. Every story has a different requirement for different skills. So my first novel will be very different than my 10th novel. And even, yes, we should be progressing and getting better in our writing. But if my 10th novel has a harder character, maybe this character is more nuanced, or just very different than what I've written before, it might be really hard for me to do my 10th novel. And maybe my 9th one came out really fast. And, so it just depends on the story. And I have to say, a lot of people will say my rough draft is garbage. And it's like, well, of course, because it never meets up to our expectations. Our expectations, we have the story up in our minds, and our story is acted out, even maybe. It's there, but then putting it on paper is very different. And so when we work on editing, that's when we can see this gets closer and closer to what the paper is, they start to line up better. But even the greats do not give their rough draft to anybody. They will edit and edit and edit, and then they'll give it to their beta readers or even their editor, So for me, I might really struggle. One of my last rough drafts, I really struggled with it. Lots of plot holes, lots of things I had to fix. And I try not to get discouraged and just say, you know what, we're putting it down. We are, you might have to scrap a whole scene and then put a new scene in. That's okay. But even if you're struggling in it, just keep plowing through, and worry about editing later. Plow through, get that on paper, and then just walk away from it. Don't say it's garbage. Don't say I have to change so much. Just walk away and then come back, and it'll be a lot better after a lot of editing. But yeah, so this is trash. Get rid of it. Trash that saying from your vocabulary. All right, number 2. I'm a failure. So I have an issue with it, because when that's just all encompassing, I'm a failure. Like, I have failed in everything. We don't mean that, but that's what it sounds like. And instead, I thought, maybe I could ask, what were my expectations? How did I feel that I didn't meet those expectations? How can I meet those expectations in the future? And maybe I have to plan out step by step how to do that. Or maybe I should just change my expectations. Maybe my expectations are not realistic. All right, third one. I don't need to change anything about my writing. These are for the people who have a really hard time with critiquing, or even criticism. Like, it's hard. Criticism is hard, but critiquing is hard for some people. I think their idea is, when you bring something that's wrong with my writing, then it's you don't like me, you don't like my art. But I ask maybe to tweak that a little bit, and instead think of, it takes a village. It takes a village to write a novel or to write a children's book. Because when people come to me and say, hey, I want to, I liked this part, but I didn't like this part, or I didn't understand this part. What they're saying is, I am going to help you make your book better. And when we think of it that way and say, oh, they're all helping me to become a better writer. Even the Amazon reviews that maybe are negative, if we can find a tiny little nugget in there to make ourselves better writers, better editors, whatever, that makes it like, it's amazing. Even somebody who doesn't like me actually is helping me become a better writer. So if you think of it that way, I think the perspective changes, and it really does, I think, help us to become not just better writers, but I think more truthful thinkers, So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.